Dennis, people often wonder why you walk so funny on the green.
Well, if they went through what I've gone through, they'd walk just like me.
What happened?
Well, I was crushed by a police horse in a demonstration.
Why were you there?
Well, I've fought for peace and justice all my life, and this was just one of those battles. And that's the price I paid for being on the other side. I was born in a struggling working class family in North Melbourne. My father was a wharfie and he didn't get much work a lot of the time. And the suburb we were brought up in was strictly working class. And then we moved to a place called Camp Pell, which was an army reserve at the back of the Royal Children's Hospital. Most people called it not Camp Pell, but Camp Hell, because the conditions there were atrocious. It was a very hard upbringing, but it really held me in good stead for the rest of my life. When I was about 15, my parents divorced. I went off the rails a bit. I did break a few laws. I was sentenced to 12 months in a youth training centre called Morning Star in Mount Eliza. It was run by the Franciscan priests. That's where you learnt to become tough. A lot of my friends in that establishment were sexually abused, and when I protested, I was a target of physical abuse, where the priest would come into my cell on most nights and give me a bit of biffo. At the age of 15, you don't know what to do. I was always under the impression that Jesus Christ was the first socialist. After all, he believed in equality. But then I realised he was just a troublemaker like me. I learned about Marxism-Leninism as the only way that the working class could advance itself. I'd learned not to be a troublemaker because of what I'd seen happening in the Catholic Church. But I've always lived by the adage, if you don't fight, you lose. And that's why I stuck it for these young comrades that I was incarcerated with. When I got into the trade union movement, I was mentored by a couple of trade union officials at that time, tried to show me the errors of my way. I worked my way up the ranks in the union movement. I was invited to the Soviet Union on many occasions to represent Australian workers at the World Federation of Trade Unions, which was a communist-inspired trade union movement. Good morning and welcome to Left After Breakfast. It's 9 o'clock and you're listening on 3CR. So this is your only radio left, brought to you by 3CR. I joined 3CR in 1977, which is 2 years after it was originally established. And it was established because women, workers, the Indigenous people of this country, lesbians and gays weren't getting a voice in the mainstream media. It was given a special licence by the Labor Party to give that voice to the marginalised. When I was helping with the Croatian program and the war between Croatia and Serbia was taking place, and the Croatian program financed me on a trip to Croatia to report on the war between the Croatian and the Serb. I didn't believe what I was seeing on TV. I didn't believe what I heard on the radio because I knew it was biased. So I had to go there to see exactly what was happening. And what I found out was a shocking tale. I interviewed Jerry Adams for the radio station here. He was good enough to be interviewed by someone from 3CR, and they actually, at a conference, I was asked to ask the first question of Jerry Adams at his press conference. In 1986, there was a move by the Labor government here in Victoria to deregister the Builders Labourers Federation. Some of the union movement fought against that deregistration. I was there to report for 3CR, including taking photographs. Police got a bit violent. It got out of hand. Policeman on a horse aimed his horse at John Cummins, who managed to step out of the way. Police horse got me and crushed me against the fence. I got injured and I was in hospital. Crushed my ribs, crushed my sternum, and my leg was also badly broken.
I suffered internal bleeding and I was in hospital for a period of weeks.
That's the price I paid for being on the other side. And I've walked funny ever since.